Hey everyone, it's TH White, and welcome back to another episode of Death Box. Today we're going to talk about putting some movement in your sound. That sequence I opened up with is just a spatial, simple sequence in A. It's nice on its own, but it'd be really cool to add a little more creativity, a little more flow, a little more movement into a sequence like that. There's some common ways to do this. You've heard about vibe pedals, chorus pedals, tremolo pedals. All of those fall under the category of modulation, and today I want to talk about some really good ways to use modulation. First off, I've hooked up a full-tone Super Trem 2. It's a tremolo pedal that has a few extra knobs for control that I personally really like. It has a tap tempo, so you can really blend it into the feeling of your song. It also has a mix, so it makes those tremolo pulses a little more pronounced or a little more subtle. Let's take a look at what I mean. I'm going to kick it on and play that same sequence. It's really nice. You can hear the tremolo pedal did a little work. It gave a little bit of a flowing motion, a little bit of a bounce to that sequence. That gives your sound an extra rhythm dynamic, a little extra creativity. And in my opinion, and in my experience, that's exactly the right way to use a pedal like that. A lot of times you'll hear them overused, but that's anyone's prerogative, and that's all subjective, and I'm not here to say what's right or wrong. Just to give a few ways that I think are nice uses. So we heard that sequence first without the trem, then with the trem. Let's hear that same sequence again. Now I'm going to add in some chorus. For me, I like the Keeley 30MS double tracker. Its chorusing effect by nature is very, very cool. Let's hear that. We've got the chorus and the trem, and here's the sequence. So that time, we used the tremolo for the motion and the chorus to add even more spacing. So we've taken that riff and we've given it texture up and down, we've given it texture sideways, and we've essentially created a more interesting soundscape. And I think that's a really cool way to use pedals. Not necessarily to rely on them or for them to write your thing, but for them to enhance what you've written and give it more texture. So those are just two ways and two pedals. And as you all know, there's a million pedals on the market and you can use them in a million different ways. And that's a lot of the fun of all this. So I'll repeat myself and say, I'm not here to say what you should or shouldn't do or what's right and wrong. There is no right and wrong. But this is just from an experienced record producer and guitar player, some cool ways to start adding in pedals into your music. So let's go through that sequence again. We'll start again with no trem and no chorus. Now I'm going to add in some chorus. how I can allow more space and breath in the riff once I've got both these things rocking for me. I'm T.H. White. Thanks for watching this episode of Death Fox. We just reviewed 2 really nice ways to use chorus and tremolo to not dominate your sound, but add to what you've already created. We'll see you next time.